Um, bam, 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 la ba 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 bam, la ba 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 bam. Let's see. One, two, three. What up, Clem? Bang, bang, pop out, bang, bang. Copy, copy, copy. Chat overlay, jamalama. Bang, bang. Okay. Let's see if that works. Bang, bang, bang. Hey, there we go. How are you, girl? What up? What up, girl? What up, girl? Yeah, freaking doing good, you know. I'm stupid. Letting my freaking facial hair grow out, showing my age and my maturity. That's hot. Oh, oh. Yeah, took me a little longer. I just finished eating. Started going through my mail, and then I had a letter. So we'll go out there. I'll switch to phone. I'll go out there. We'll go through the boxes. With a few things I'd like to discuss. Hold on. I have a few things I'd like to discuss with you maybe this week or Monday or something completely nothing completely bad, but they're kind of big topic. Sure, absolutely, absolutely. Whenever you're ready, let me know. Whenever you're ready, I'm available. I'm available. My neighbors came by and gave me some. Their and their kids came by and they gave me some homemade potpourri. Gave me some homemade hot chocolate, hot cocoa mix. But yeah, I got you. Whatever you need. I'm excited for Christmas. Yes, absolutely. Let me go back here. Top, top and back, back. Oh, broke it again. I'm definitely excited for Christmas. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. Oh, hold on. Let me do this too. Bang, bang. Copy. My niece's birthday is today. She turned 5. Congratulations. Congratulations, Clementine's freaking niece. Bam. Yes, I'm definitely excited for Christmas. Happy birthday, Clementine's niece. Happy birthday to her. Oops, I broke it too. Bam. There we go. Yum. All right. What we doing today, fellas, ladies? Ladies. Ladies, what are we up to? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I have to sleep. I haven't 6 hours. Yeah, go to sleep, Chi. We don't need to ruin your life just over me. Just joking. I'm just joking. Okay. Yes, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Okay, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Let's find something. Let's find something fun. Let's find something fun to do. Very well. Good luck, Chi. Remember to put the needles away and clean up your area. Can't sleep because I'm stressed. I'll send you my love. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Where are we at? Um, oops, let me break this down. Oops, there we go. Let's see what's going on in the world. Oh, you know what? Let's try to see if we can find one of what's his face's things. Chateau. I have my physical test coming up for the academy, and I'm not ready. You better get ready, girl. Go out there and shovel some snow. Let's see. Oh, Fairyland Merge and Magic. Oops. fairyland merging magic. We cannot be together. We cannot be ready together. Okay, let's see. Who invented these? Oh, who invented French fries? Let's watch a fact quickie.
So let us start then at the beginning. Around 14 billion years ago, the universe sprang into existence with Alright, that's going back a bit too far. So let's skip ahead a bit in the story of the French fry and then to the perfected Golden Arches version. Around 14 billion years ago, after the universe sprang into existence, give or take, potatoes were first introduced to Europe through the Spanish, who originally encountered them in 1537. On that momentous occasion, Juan Jimenez de Quesada and his men were dutifully raping and pillaging other humans instead of potatoes and otherwise dominating the kingdom country in Colombia. While doing all of this, de Quesada and his men were also suffering from near starvation at points. We can only presume because, well, karma. During such cessation of satiating with sustenance, they found in some of the conquered native foodstuffs potatoes.
It looks like his hair's on upside down. That's so crazy. That's the thickest beard I think I've ever seen. It looks like his hair is on upside down. Like, look how thick that beard is.
Which the Spanish initially called truffles. Around 20 years later, potatoes were brought back to Spain and also quickly introduced to Italy so that other humans could put them in their food holes. At this time, the potatoes were still quite small and bitter and didn't grow well in either Spain or Italy. However, when a mummy human and a daddy potato really love each other, they breed even better potatoes that gradually become larger and less bitter and more suitable to their new climates. As this happens, the plants slowly caught on elsewhere in Europe. However, it was initially met with quite a bit of resistance, owing to the fact that the Europeans were convinced potatoes caused a variety of diseases and were also thought to be poisonous by some people. It should be noted here that they had good reason to assume that they were poisonous, as parts of the plant actually are, which is probably how the rumor got started. You see, much like with humans, if you eat them,
I think potatoes a freaking nightshade. I have a few original characters. Oh, please send. I want to see one too.
Part of the human, as fun as it might seem at the time, you sometimes get sick after, but this doesn't mean the other parts of the human aren't good for when the mood strikes, as long as it's consensual. In any event, later, the French got into the potato-loving game, which helped more widely popularize the tuber. And all this thanks to a French army medical officer named Antoine Augustin Parmentier, who very famously championed the potato throughout France and parts of Europe. At this time, the French had previously used potatoes primarily for hog feed and seemingly rarely ate them themselves, as noted due to concerns over diseases. In fact, in 1748, the French Parliament even banned cultivation of potatoes as they were convinced that potatoes caused leprosy. They didn't. However, while a prisoner in Prussia during the 7 Years' War, Parmentier was forced to cultivate and eat potatoes and found the French notions about the potato just weren't true. Thus, when he came back to France, he began championing the potato as a potential major food source, and in 1772 helped to get the Paris Faculty of Medicine to proclaim that potatoes were edible for humans, though Parmentier still encountered significant resistance and wasn't even allowed to grow potatoes in his garden at the Invalids Hospital, where he worked as a pharmacist. Parmentier then began a more aggressive campaign to promote the potato in France.
Wait, so what was his name? Pommietier? Like Pommietz? He's so fast. Do you tell? Yeah, he's quick. And I think I'm on normal speed. Yeah, I'm on normal. This is called a fact quickie. Send it.
Dinners featuring potatoes with such notable dignitaries as Benjamin Franklin, Antoine Lavoisier, King Louis XVI, and Queen Marie Antoinette.
Look at those freaking outfits.
Who incidentally...
Yeah.
has gotten a bad rap from history, mostly just because the victors write the popular history. You can see our video on the subject and her tragic life and death for more on that.
But the problem is, I think every time you move your mouth, your beard grows thicker, so that's why.
In any event, Parmentier would also hire armed guards to surround his potato patch to try and convince people that what was in the patch was very valuable. He would then tell the guards to accept any bribes they were offered by people and let them steal the potatoes. In the end, though, necessity is the mother of all advancement, and it took a famine in 1785 for the potato to become widely popular in France. Within a decade after this, the plant was being grown on a massive scale in the country, including at the Royal Gardens at Tuileries, where the gardens were converted into potato fields for a time.
But that's pretty brilliant there. Yeah. So what he was saying about the guy that tried to make potatoes popular in Britain, he grew some potatoes, then he hired armed guards to stand outside of there so the people would say, oh my goodness, there must be something super valuable in there. Then he told the guards to accept any bribe, no matter how small, so people could go in and steal the potatoes. So he was making a fake, he was rigging the market. He was making people think that whatever he was growing in there was super valuable. So when they went in to steal it, they were like, "Oh, potatoes!" And then he was growing them for for free, and then he could make a shitload of money. They did the same thing with diamonds. Diamonds were dirt, rocks in the dirt that that were, and then so De Beers, the company that makes diamonds super popular, are the only company that would move diamonds around the world. So the value of a rock crystal became super expensive because of the same thing.
And this finally brings us to the perfected form of the potato, the French fry. It was during this span of time that the French either invented or learned to make so-called French fries, with these rapidly becoming popular across the country, even commonly sold by pushcart vendors on the streets of Paris under the name frites. Now, it should be noted that this all happened in the late 18th century, which was as much as 100 years after some claim the Belgians were supposedly already making so-called French fries.
So what it's all about, and I say this all the time, everything is marketing. So basically, this guy went somewhere else in the world and found potatoes growing and found poor people enjoying potatoes. So he's like, okay, well, how can I make $1 million off of this? And this is the story of how the guy made something as super cheap as a potato sell and become so worldwide because of the marketing, the way he brought it to market was very unique, and that I think that's what he's trying to get at. He's trying to get just the humble potato became a lifesaver for so many people because of what this guy did, like having guards guard his garden. Guard his garden. I'm almost done with Scott's drawing. Let me see here. Let me draw one. Hold on. Let me draw you one of my characters before I show you these documents. A bunch of random I'm almost done with Scott's drawing. When I'm done, I'll draw both of our collab and the character. You better. You better.
But by other arguments, this all happened around the same time for both the French and the Belgians, and it really isn't totally clear from hard evidence what the truth is here. Some accounts indicate that the Belgians were possibly frying up thin strips of potatoes as early as the late 17th century in the Meuse Valley between Dinant and Liège in Belgium, though again better documented evidence wasn't until the late 18th century. How it is speculated they came up.
All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. It sounded like a gentle threat. Let's see. Let's see what's going on the internet. Whoa. Oh, water cremation. Remember we were talking about that? Florida releases robotic rabbits to kill pythons. Jeez. Hexa dungeon. Alien rogue. What's this? Oh, wow, that's cool. You better what? That's what Rich said. Silly goose. Also, where's K-Lay? Cat lay? How mirrors are made. Wow.
I am the fire!
Oh,
get your 3D tickets now for the greatest chapter of the...
Mirrors are created by coating glass panels with a thin layer of silver, a process that is both complex and hazardous. To understand how glass mirrors
liquid tin is how you make the glass
are made, we visited the world's largest silver mine and a mirror manufacturing factory. The modern technique of silvering glass was not discovered until the 19th century. In 1835, German chemist Justus von Liebig developed a groundbreaking method to coat glass with metallic silver through a chemical reaction. Despite this advancement, extracting silver and applying it to glass remains a challenging and dangerous process. Located in an arid region, the world's most significant silver mine is situated in Mexico, the largest silver producer globally, accounting for approximately 20% of the world's supply. At the
Are
Proaño
you making
mine,
fun of me because
excavation
I'm
began
sleep
in
deprived?
1566,
Wow,
and since then, 30,000 tons of silver have been extracted.
I tell you what, Chi, I would love to. Hold on. My color's all off here. Let me get here. There we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. I would love to handle your diet for a week. It might be haram, so you might have to. But I tell you what, when you start getting your freaking wackadoodle straight, yeah, sleep deprivation is rough stuff. Rough stuff. Everything gets worse. Let me see if anything gets better with sleep deprivation. Are there any pros to sleep deprivation? While chronic deprivation is harmful, an occasional all-nighter can offer surprisingly mood boost for depression due to increased dopamine and enhanced focus on task, heightened alertness, leading to brief periods of high energy or creativity. But these are short-lived and followed by significant cognitive and health defects. So, hey, maybe this is. But you seem sleep deprived a lot.
Over 400 years later, this mine still produces over 1 million kilograms of silver annually.
1 million kilos every year.
The mine operates 400 meters underground, where miners search for a dark gray mineral known as acanthite. Extracting acanthite is a complicated and potentially dangerous task, requiring workers to undertake a grueling journey to the extraction sites. The tunnel systems are damp and dusty, with temperatures soaring to 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, creating extremely harsh working conditions.
And
The
they're not
silver
even
deposits extend
automated.
across 15
They're not
kilometers
even automated rail cars.
at various levels. To access these deposits, miners must dig 3,000 meters of new tunnels each month, allowing for
3,000 meters of tunnel each month. That's 100 meters a day.
continuous extraction.
Hold on. What? 3,000 meters is yeah, 100 meters a day. 100 meters a day. Yeah, that's crazy.
Of the mineral. They use a gigantic machine equipped with a massive rotary cutting head to carve these tunnels through the rock. Over the span of
Kinky.
400 years, more than 600 kilometers of tunnels have been excavated. To break up the rock, powerful traditional explosives are used, which must be carefully placed at precise angles to maximize yield and prevent the risk of tunnel collapse. Before drilling holes for the explosives, the area is inspected using a high-precision laser measurement system. Once the optimal drill locations are determined, a series of 115 mm wide holes are drilled, each reaching a depth of 25 to 32 meters in multiple sections.
Wow.
Blasting agents are placed in each hole, and the area is evacuated for safety. With accurate calculations, several tons of rock are removed without causing a collapse.
That's crazy.
Every
They
day,
have to manually
7,000
push.
tons of rock are extracted from the mine. The rock is transported by hoppers to underground trains, which carry it to a central collection point. From there, forklifts move the rock to the surface. Once on the surface, the rock is sent to a crusher for processing. It travels through a giant conveyor belt to a large crusher. Inside the enormous drums,
so crazy.
large steel balls crush and grind the rock into fine sand.
Balls.
The crushed rock is then mixed with a special chemical product called a reagent.
Reagent.
This reagent reacts with the silver mineral in the mixture, making it hydrophobic. As a
Afraid of
result,
water.
a mixture of silver mineral is obtained that is 30 times more concentrated than before. Although only 2% of this mixture is silver, it is sent 300 kilometers away to the Medmex refinery. The Medmex metal refinery is the largest in Latin America and the fourth most important globally in its category. Each year, it produces more than 2,300,000 kilograms of silver.
That's crazy.
At the refinery, the smelting process begins by heating the mineral mixture to over 800 degrees Celsius. At this high temperature, other metals in the mineral, such as lead, oxidize
Melt.
and can be separated from the silver. By repeatedly heating the mixture, impurities are gradually removed. Since silver does not react with oxygen, the resulting molten metal is 99% pure silver, with the remaining 1% consisting of gold. To separate the silver
I
from
did not know. I did not know that. I thought it was like 99% silver, 1% tin or copper or something.
the gold, the molten metal is poured into plates, submerged in a silver nitrate solution.
Nitrate, yeah.
When electricity is applied to the solution,
Separates it.
silver dissolves and reforms onto a new plate with a negative charge, while gold remains on the plate with a positive charge. Once sufficiently pure silver is obtained, it is sent to the mirror
So 99% isn't sufficiently pure.
factory for further processing. The production of mirrors starts with glass, and the key ingredient for making glass is silica sand.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Probably got lots of that there, Chi. Oops.
From impurities like clay, dust, and metal oxides. Sodium carbonate is used as a flux to lower the melting point of the silica sand, aiding in the formation of glass.
Wow.
Limestone is added to strengthen and stabilize the glass, making it more durable. These raw materials are mixed to achieve the correct composition and then poured into a melting furnace designed to endure very high temperatures. The furnace is gradually heated to over 1,700 degrees Celsius, where it melts the mixture into a viscous liquid glass. The crucible holds 15 tons of this molten glass as it transforms into its final form. Once the glass has fully melted and impurities have been removed, it is discharged from the furnace. The molten glass flows continuously to molding equipment, which is cooled with water to prevent breakage. As the glass exits the cooling bath at 600 degrees Celsius, it is gradually cooled to prevent internal stresses and reduce the risk of cracking or warping. This cooling process can take several hours or even days, depending on the thickness and size of the glass. The glass is then cut and inspected. A tungsten carbide roller makes a vertical cut, after which the glass separates into strips that continue along a conveyor belt. Blades trim the edges of the glass sheets, and excess pieces fall into a chute for recycling. The glass sheets are carefully moved to the inspection department, where they are placed vertically for examination. Each sheet undergoes a detailed visual inspection under fluorescent lamps, where inspectors look for defects such as bubbles, inclusions, scratches, stains, or other imperfections. Any flaws affecting the glass's appearance or quality are identified at this stage. Glass that passes inspection is then packaged and sent to the mirror factory. In the mirror factory, glass sheets are converted into mirrors by applying a thin, uniform layer of silver to one side. The silver, initially in solid form, is first dissolved in nitric acid to produce silver nitrate. The glass sheets are unloaded from trucks and meticulously cleaned to remove any dirt, dust, grease, or impurities. Sprayers coat the glass with a mixture of water and cerium oxide, a powder derived from a type of earth. Rollers then polish both surfaces, removing oils and other contaminants. This washing process takes about a minute per panel. Next, the glass is rinsed with hot demineralized water under high pressure to eliminate any remaining contaminants. Demineralized water is used to prevent damage to the metals that will be applied later. The first metal applied is liquid tin, which is spread onto the back of the glass to ensure proper adhesion of the second metal, silver. Since silver does not bond directly to glass, the tin provides a necessary base. The silver, also in liquid form, is mixed with a chemical activator that causes it to harden upon contact with the tin. This process covers each square meter with approximately 700 milligrams of silver. Next, a reducing
grams of silver per square meter. That's freaking
agent is sprayed on the surface to convert the silver into a metallic state. As the silver layer cools and solidifies,
so 700 milligrams. Hold on. Spot price for silver 700 milligrams. $1.44, $2.06. So $1.44 worth of silver to make a 1 meter by 1 meter mirror, well, not including the glass price.
It transforms the transparent glass into a mirror. Excess silver is rinsed off and recycled. The amount of silver deposited is carefully controlled to achieve the desired thickness of the reflective layer, which varies according to product specifications and required reflectivity. To protect the silver layer, the back of the mirror is sealed with 2 layers of paint. First, a layer of copper is applied to prevent tarnishing, followed by 2 coats of paint for added protection. Any excess copper is rinsed off. The panel then passes through a dryer at 71 degrees Celsius, which evaporates moisture from the surface in about 75 seconds. Next, the panel, with the copper side up, moves through a paint curtain, a machine that applies a continuous curtain of paint over the conveyor belt to protect the silver layer from damage and corrosion. A coat of paint, usually gray, is applied to provide opacity, conceal the silver layer, and shield it from environmental factors. Finally, the painted mirror passes through an oven at 99 degrees Celsius for 1 minute and 45 seconds, where the paint dries. Next, a second layer of paint, in a different color to distinguish it from the first, is applied. This layer is dried at 118 degrees Celsius for twice as long as the initial layer. Then, the mirror undergoes an acid bath to remove any metal residues. It is then placed vertically for inspection, where any defects such as bubbles are cut out. The mirror panels are then cut to the required shape and size using a computer-guided cutting machine. This machine etches the mirror with a strong metal wheel made of carbide. For round mirrors, the machine first marks squares on the panel, then outlines circles within each square using specialized tools. Workers then separate the squares and subsequently the circles. Once the mirrors have completed the cutting and finishing process, they are carefully packaged to ensure protection during transport and handling. If you want to know how microchips are made from sand, watch the video on your screen.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it.
It is possibly the most revolutionary invention of the last 50 years. Since they were invented, microchips have evolved and have become electronic superbrains, capable of performing over 1 billion calculations per second. Creating these extraordinary miniature electronic brains is one of the most complex tasks ever done. But how are silicon microprocessors made? Discover the amazing process of producing billions of microchips in a semiconductor factory. Modern microprocessors contain billions of transistors on a single chip, and most electronic devices today use them. In 1958, the inventor of integrated circuits, Jack Kilby, managed to put a single transistor in his design. The latest generation uses nearly 1 billion transistors, and according to Moore's law, this number doubles every 2 years. This company produces 70 billion microchips a year, which are used in many devices from washing machines to smart cars, and each one of them is a miracle of miniature manufacturing. A processor works thanks to the circuits of millions of individual components called transistors. The more transistors we put on a chip, the faster and more powerful it will be. In this amazing and futuristic-looking factory, silicon sheets are produced, which are the foundation of all modern microchips. The substrates for microchips are made from quartz sand and are called silicon wafers. Silicon possesses distinctive characteristics due to its classification as a semiconductor. This means that depending on how it's treated, silicon can either conduct or block electric currents. It is this property that makes it perfect as a support for the millions of tiny transistors needed to make a modern microprocessor. The problem is that, since these transistors are so small, the silicon base on which they rest has to be completely perfect. It took decades to perfect the manufacturing process of silicon with a perfect monocrystalline structure. To manufacture these wafers, a huge single crystal is extracted from the melted mass of purified silicon. It starts with polycrystalline silicon, which is heated to about 1420 degrees Celsius inside a special sealed oven. This oven has been purged with argon gas to eliminate air. The melted silicon we get is spun in a crucible. The result is a silicon crystal that weighs about 200 kilograms and has a diameter of about 200 millimeters. The crystal is so strong that it supports its entire weight with a single thread that is 3 millimeters thick. So after several tests with chemicals and X-rays, it is put into a silicon wafer cutter. This 10-ton cable saw uses a network of very thin cables that move very quickly to produce silicon wafers. They are only 2/3 of a millimeter thick with a purity of 99.9%. But once cut, microscopic marks have been left on the surface, so they must be polished through a process called lapping. But even after going through this modern polisher, the sheets are not smooth enough, so they have to be polished again through a chemical process. The result is silicon wafers with a surface roughness of less than 0.1 nanometers. Already completely polished, they are now finally ready to start with the circuit design. Using computer-aided design software, engineers create the detailed design of the circuit. Once the circuit design is completed, a thorough verification is carried out to ensure it meets the required specifications.
What's crazy?
25 wafers are packed in a completely...
You know what's crazy
Good
is
evening.
they use computers. Good evening, Andy. They use computers to create microchips, but they need microchips to create computers. So how did they start creating microchips before they had computers to create microchips? So it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? That's what's crazy. What's up, Andy?
sealed container and sent on a journey that will take them through hundreds of manufacturing steps. Placing millions of transistors on these small sheets is the job of chip.
And this is sand. This is sand. Like silicon dioxide is sand, like the sand in your front yard. So that's so crazy how
manufacturers. The problem for this factory is that these transistors are about 200
They
times
use their
smaller than a
hands. I
red
think
blood
now
cell.
you are making
and
me confused.
they use their hands. I think now you're making me confused. So they said that they created microchips using computer-aided design, which means they had to have computers, but computers use microchips. You ain't making these
Making
with your
something
hands.
so small is a huge production challenge. Fortunately, there's a machine that does it. It's a photolithography machine, and it can print billions of transistors on silicon wafers every hour. Before entering the machine, each plate is covered with a liquid that reacts to light. This is what is
coating.
called the photoresist, and it reacts to light like the film of a camera in a dark room. The photoresist is a chemical agent, very sensitive to light. That's why this room has a yellow light.
Not resistant.
Otherwise, normal daylight would spoil the plate. Photolithography techniques project circuit
That's so
structures onto
crazy.
semiconductor wafers, similar to the way images are transferred in slide projection. The machine emits a laser that crosses the designed plane of a transistor and engraves it on the silicon plates. Just like in a
acid
photo,
erect-
this leaves an image of the transistor on the plate. When the chemical is removed,
attached.
the design remains like a photographic image. However, to place all components on the sheet, it must be done layer by layer. To complete the process, the sheets undergo the same cycle multiple times, typically repeating between 15 and 40 cycles. Transistors are built level by level, like mini skyscrapers, which results in hundreds of microchips, each of which has more than 1 billion transistors. The challenge is to double the number
That's
of
so
transistors
crazy.
on a chip every 2 years to meet the demand for increasingly powerful devices and computers. The biggest challenge for engineers is finding new ways to improve the laser beam that engraves the shape of each transistor. They discovered that by passing the laser beam through a layer of water, similar to sunlight passing through a magnifying glass, they can significantly increase the beam's intensity.
That's so
This
crazy.
innovative approach allows for the reduction of transistor dimensions to about 5 times smaller than the smallest bacteria.
5 times smaller than the smallest bacteria.
However, building machines that rely on this level of precision is a nightmare. It takes 3 months to assemble and test the 800 circuits, 13
it takes 3 months to detect to build and test it. That's crazy.
100 cables, and 400 boards that make up these water-enhanced machines for making transistors.
Water enhanced.
The finished
too.
product
That's
will
so
help
crazy.
produce smaller and more powerful microchips. Working at this microscopic scale poses a significant challenge for microchip manufacturers. When a transistor has a width of only 1,000th of a millimeter, the smallest particle of dust can cause a short circuit.
right.
A single particle landing in an area can destroy a chip. So before workers get to work in the factory, they must put on the protective suit. The manufacturing process takes place in a clean room of almost 18,000 square meters. Thanks to 12,000 tons of air conditioning equipment, the air in this room is a lot cleaner than that in an operating room.
The air is clean.
Every employee must take an air shower every time they enter a clean room to remove invisible particles of dirt and dust. The entire air inside the factory is refreshed every 2 minutes, making it 10,000 times cleaner than outside air. Copper dominates the next step of the process. The thinnest interconnecting wires join billions of separate transistors to form the integrated circuits.
Then they have to etch it
Before
all.
that happens, cleaning is essential for wafers, as particles...
And the thing is, between each of these processes, it's got to be the circle has to be the same rotation. If it's off, then shit doesn't happen properly. It's so crazy.
lurk at every stage of the manufacturing process. Before pouring copper into the trenches for interconnections, a barrier layer is applied to help prevent short circuits and ensure reliability. Then the trenches are filled with copper. The leftover copper is ground down to the edges of the trenches, isolating each interconnection from the others. In 2 months, the wafer is ready.
2 months.
While individual conductors within the integrated circuits are typically measured in micrometers or millimeters, the cumulative length of all conductive traces can extend over several kilometers. These intricate circuits connect 100 billion transistors on numerous levels, all within a space no larger than a fingernail.
That's so crazy.
The finished silicon sheets carry up to 1,000 different microchips and over 4 trillion circuit components.
That's so crazy.
Now, they just need to be cut and trimmed.
And
the long
how they cut these things with grinders is crazy.
journey
You figured it would screw things up.
from being sand to a circuit board will be complete. The final step in microprocessor production is chip encapsulation.
They have to use
To
bonding
prepare for
wire,
this step,
gold.
tin and silver granules are applied to the wafer. These will bond the chip to the frame. What was once a pile of worthless sand can now be sold for hundreds of dollars per gram, showcasing the
So
remarkable
this was sand, and now they make billions of dollars off of it.
transformation in semiconductor manufacturing. If you want to know how AI
That's so freaking crazy. That's so crazy. What's up, girl? Oh, she's an AI robot. What's up? What's your number? My number is 627.
robots are made, watch the video on your screen. And please like the video if you enjoyed it,
Oh, those
and
were
share
butt
it with
cheeks.
someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. It's We're amazing people. We're amazing humans. Submarine. Oh, there you go. How dry ice is made. The Factorian. People now descend 1,000 feet. Dragon Eye. Oh, galvanized metal. The history of simple things. I tell you what.
Introducing the business card that gives back.
I don't want to hear about your business card.
When you hear the phrase galvanized metal, you might picture shiny steel fences, rooftop sheets, or hardware parts coated in a silvery finish. But what exactly makes something galvanized, and why is this process so widely used in construction, automotive manufacturing, home improvement, and even everyday objects we rarely notice? In today's video, we're diving deep into what galvanized
cat?
metal really is, how it's made.
She was looking for you earlier.
Hey.
She and Clementine.
Why it's so corrosion resistant, and how this simple yet incredibly effective process became one of the most important innovations.
Honest, guess this AI voice is driving me nuts.
Still here, Chi and Clem.
I don't think so. Let me scroll back here. Chi has a exam in 6 hours and needs to study, and Clementine has a physical test. The physical test coming up. Where's Cat? Cat, lay, Cat.
I hear galvanized metal. I think what it was like to have SXX with my ex-girlfriend. Face green, smiling face green, smiling face green, smiling.
What's up, Erwin? Why didn't it pop up? Hold on, let me see what's going on. Oh, it's gotta go to the top chat, live chat. There we go. That's funny. What's going on, Erwin? She was galvanized.
In modern material protection. and you'll probably be surprised at how many things around you are galvanized without you even realizing it. Let's explore right here on History of Simple Things.
The history of simple things. And I don't know how long you've been here, Erwin, but the previous video I just watched, the very last minute, they were like, and if you're interested in how AI robots and Schmex dolls are made, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. Then the next thing was galvanized. That's crazy.
At its core, galvanized metal is simply metal, usually steel or
And that's it. That was easy. That was easy. Just right. Here, let me go back to the previous one.
iron
Just
that has
arrived
been
here,
coated
Mr.
with a
IT.
protective
Oh. Never mind. It's not showing it. Oops, where's it at? Why is it broken? History. Close your eyes. So, this microchip one here, I'll just play it. At the very end of it was this.
It is possibly the most. If you want to know how AI robots are made, watch the video
And
on
then
your
it says, oh, dang it.
The world's most prolific serial killer might
It is possibly the most revolutionary up to 1,000 to prepare for this step, tin and silver in semiconductor
All right,
manufacturing. If you want to know how AI robots are made,
Okay, so
watch the video on
and
your
then right
screen.
there it says
And
how
please
AI
like the
robots
video
and
if
then
you
sex
enjoyed it.
doll. And it's got butt cheeks and stuff. Yeah, and then wait, yeah. But I'll get canceled.
the world's most prolific serial killer might never have been caught if he knew how to use a computer.
No,
Imagine a
I
person
don't care about this guy. I want to find out about the what's it called. I want to find out about Erwin's ex-girlfriend.
protective layer of zinc. This zinc layer is the magic behind galvanized material because it shields steel from oxidation, rust, and environmental damage. The word galvanized comes
Butt
from the
cheeks
name of
denied, face
Italian
green
scientist
Butt cheeks
Luigi
denied.
Galvani, whose experiments with metals and electric stimulation
denied.
inspired the term. Even though today's galvanizing process isn't directly related
Yeah, I got to start like a Rumble channel or something because so many people ask me to watch things that YouTube will just freaking drop me.
to electricity.
And like
I should say every ex-girlfriend face green smiling.
like Rumble or Patreon, people can do like movie day, movie night, so we can watch a movie. If we try to do that on YouTube, I'll get freaking wackadoodle.
The word stuck and eventually came to mean
But it's definitely
coated
in the
in
plans.
zinc
So
for
many
protection.
people on the Discord want. And maybe I
Zinc
can
is
do it
the
on Discord,
perfect
we'll see.
candidate for this job because it's highly resistant to corrosion. And even more importantly, it acts as a sacrificial metal.
Ooh, now it
This
really
means
sounds like
that
an
if
ex-girlfriend.
moisture, salt, or oxygen ever reach the steel, the zinc corrodes first, sparing the steel underneath. So even if the coating gets scratched, the steel still stays protected.
All right, that's fine. There we go. Optical fiber optics. Let's stay
File
on
free in the
stand.
app if you didn't file with us
All
last.
right, that was hush. Oh, bang.
Did you know that every time you call a friend, you're actually having a conversation through light? And that light is guided through fiber optic strands thinner than a human hair. This material, fragile as it may seem, is in fact stronger
That reminds me of my ex. Fragile.
than steel when it comes to carrying data. Yet the journey of creating a single fiber, starting from pure quartz sand and ending as massive cable coils laid deep on the ocean floor, is one of the most intricate industrial processes in the world. In this video, the Factorin takes you inside state-of-the-art production lines to uncover how millions of optical fibers are made and why they've become the backbone of the connected age.
I remember I had a buddy that worked at a not fiber, um, 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 fiberglass place to make fiberglass insulation. And his voice was like this because the fiberglass fibers that he breathed in like ripped up his lungs and his throat, and he was like, and he smoked cigarettes all the time. Oh God, he's dead now. But yeah, he was, and he worked at Owings Corning here in Georgia. Crazy. Like they have this big huge, is they have this big huge furnace that just blasts flames, and then they spray water or glass, sorry, liquid glass, melted glass, and then the air that blows around stretches it just exactly like sugar on a uh not a candy cane. What are those things called? The candy fiber stuff, cotton candy, same thing, but it makes glass fiber wool. And yeah, that shit's so crazy. They had like all kinds of asbestos and formaldehyde and like that shit because it obviously got really hot, so you needed asbestos for heat shielding. And it ended up. I mean, I don't think that was his cause of death, but that definitely put him on the front doorstep of it.
The United States was the first country that brought fiber optic cables across the ocean. In 1988, the TAT-8 line went into service, which connected America with the UK and France. And that moment marked the beginning of a new era of global connectivity.
Like coal mining.
From that,
dude, let's see if I can find something. Let's see. Fiberglass production. Dude, it's so crazy. Let me see. Fiberglass insulation. This is showing how to do fiberglass like panels. Let me see if I fiberglass production. What is it called? Kiln. No, let me see. This is it. Making pink fiberglass. Doesn't look like I can find a bunch of stuff on it, but it was like a big chimney, like 8 feet around, and and if you looked into it, it looked like hell. It was just flamethrowers, and then from the top, it had this thing that was spraying glass.
Drywall.
Drywall is a different thing. Drywall is gypsum, so that's rock, gypsum rock that they crush into a powder, mix it with water to make a mud, and then they take paper and they spread the gypsum between 2 sheets of paper, then they press it into shape. But for fiberglass, they're spraying liquid glass around, and then as they cool, it turns into like fiber optic cables, but very, very thin, so it looks like cotton candy. And that's just all over the place, and like he was breathing it in for like 10 years. Let me see. Let me see if I can find drywall manufacturing. Okay, so here's this gypsum board manufacturing. MadeInChina.com. Let me see if I can find it. Gypsum board manufacturing. Okay, so this might show you. So this starts from the.
I posted something for you is special.
The new Infinity QA.
You posted what? So this. Okay, so it starts as rocks.
Truckloads of gypsum rocks roll steadily into the plant's receiving area. Each truck can haul several dozen tons, dumping straight into a massive storage yard right next to the primary processing line. Engineers on site record the numbers and manage how the raw material is distributed, getting it ready for the first stage of crushing. On average, this facility takes in and processes more than 100 trucks a day, adding up to thousands of tons of raw gypsum entering the production flow.
So crazy. It's so crazy.
Next,
like,
excavate.
So instead of carrying around heavy bricks everywhere and then putting bricks together and building brick walls, they take bricks or rocks, grind it down, mix it with water, and they make drywall. It's
move into the storage yard, scooping up massive loads of gypsum rocks piled high in front of them. They work in steady rhythm, dumping the mineral straight into the feed hopper of the production line. From there, the large chunks are carried into giant crushers.
Look,
This
this will
I
show you.
thought drywall was made
crushing
by
step
crashing
breaks the
old
rocks down to
walls and
smaller
add all of them
pieces,
together.
making
So-
it easier for the drying process that follows.
So this takes gypsum rocks, grinds it down into like baby powder, then it mixes the baby powder with water. Well, baby powder it's rock also. It's talcum powder. My brother used to give me
My brother
cotton candy
used to
on his
give me
stick. It was
cotton
probably
candy on a stick, which
fiberglass.
was probably fiberglass. Face green, smiling. That would explain a lot about my behavior. Face green, smiling.
Applying heavy pressure on the rocks fed inside. Large chunks get gripped tightly and break apart into smaller pieces under the even force spread across the roller surface. Thanks to its steady motion, the crushing energy is used efficiently, making the size reduction more effective. The result down into particles only a few millimeters across. However, long period the gypsum is finely ground, it's carried onto massive conveyor belts that move deep into steady pace to keep the flow of material uninterrupted.
I wish that I knew what I know now when I was younger.
Yeah, base cow.
Thanks to the area for the next stage of production. After grinding, the fine gypsum powder is fed into a giant rotary kiln for the heating process.
The moistures.
During this stage,
We actually
calcium
share a birthday
sulfate
with Rod
dihydrate
Stewart,
slowly
yes.
loses water and transforms into
We
calcium
share a
sulfate
birthday with Rod
hemihydrate,
Stewart.
commonly known as
Yes,
calcium
I knew that.
gypsum.
Yeah.
Flames from the burner shoot directly into the kiln,
I got a
https
girlfriend of mine got me
www Instagram
what happened on your birthday book for my birthday one year, and it had a bunch of it had like the day before and the day after, like what happened the 9th, 10th, and 11th is basically what it was. And like I think like the 9th is when like
OMG,
Elvis
turn
was
the voice
born.
off.
When Elvis was born, I think it was the 9th, or that's when he died or whatever. Let's see here. Oh, damn it, the wrong button. Yeah, chill, sister, exactly. She's kind of a bitch. Just kidding. All right, let's see. I am. Hold on. What was I doing? All right, here we go. Here. There he is.
I'm a 8-ball pool. I'm an 8-ball. 8-ball hot pocket.
Oh, he's got his face pounded.
Hot pocket. 8-ball hot pocket.
I love crazy people.
8-ball corner pocket. 8-ball hot pocket.
See, I'm telling you, when people start competing with AI, dude, this is what happens. I didn't see it. I don't see your video. Where is it? I don't see it, brother. If I would have saw it, I would have posted it. I don't see it. Oh, is it on your page? Is that what you're saying? Which one am I looking for? Build a country or LOL? I'm confused.
Wait, don't scroll. I want to tell you something.
Get stick bugged. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, damn, what's the music? Let me see.
Wait, don't scroll. I want to tell you something.
Bam. We got it.
Wait, don't scroll.
All right, too late. All right.
I'm an 8-ball, boys and girls. 8-ball hot pocket.
Hot pocket. Yeah, definitely a silly yunk. Hello, wife. Hey, no problem, Suzy. Here to help. I'm here to help. This dude had yesterday. This dude had 500 followers. It says he's got 6 posts and he's already got 2,229 followers. What up? Okay, let me see here. Forgot what I was doing. All right, let's go back to drywall real quick.
Creating temperatures that range from hot spots reaching close to 600 degrees. The heating usually lasts quickly onto the next powder is sent to the mixing area to be prepared into slurry.
So the rock
Before blending the entire batch, technicians take a small sample to the lab for testing. There, the powder is mixed with water in a set ratio and combined with additives like starch or setting time modifiers. The mixture is stirred thoroughly, then monitored for expansion, strength, and setting time. Results are compared against the required quality standards, helping engineers confirm the stability of each production lot. Thanks to this testing step,
all right, so then, oh, dang it.
With Kroger's same-day pickup and delivery, you can shop the same in-store price.
Keep everything secure. As the paper, right after that,
so here you go.
That's why massive rolls of paper.
So they take big rolls of paper. It's hard to get followers when you're in a sanitarium psych evaluation.
Stretching hundreds of meters long, are fed into the production line as an essential component.
And then they put the bottom sheet of paper.
Specialized machines carefully unroll and flatten the paper, keeping the surface smooth and so the paper aligns perfectly with the line. This layer acts as the crucial framework, giving the gypsum a solid base to bond with.
Right, so then they squirt
right
it on
after
the
that,
paper.
The gypsum slurry is powerfully sprayed onto the flattened
Then
paper
they add
surface.
The top sheet.
High-speed nozzles spread the slurry evenly, forming a continuous and uniform layer. This allows the gypsum core to bond tightly with the paper, laying the foundation for a complete drywall panel.
Then they put the top sheet on, then they press
to set its precise thickness. These rollers are designed to turn continuously at a steady speed, pressing lightly on the surface of the mixture. With controlled pressure and accuracy, the entire gypsum layer is leveled evenly from edge to edge. The thickness of a drywall sheet usually ranges from 9 to 15 millimeters, depending on the type of product the plant is making. This step ensures that every drywall panel coming off the line has consistent dimensions, ready to meet the demands of and automated air bubbles that form during the drywall panel.
Right.
This will improve adhesion
and then
of the
they
panel
cut it to length.
creating clean and even outline.
They take big ass rocks, they bust them down into smaller rocks, then bust it down into smaller rocks, and bust it down into a powder. Mix the powder with a liquid, put out a sheet of paper, squirt the goo on the paper, and then put another sheet of paper on top of it. Set the width, and then put it into a big kiln. Do you remember the time the king of Egypt, had 3 when they said they didn't burn because an angel was there? Yes, I do recall that. No, I'm gonna be the singer, jerk. What are you talking about? Drywall. Yeah, so drywall is pretty damn amazing, and because it basically, it's like making a rock that's a ½ inch thick, so it doesn't burn, and it's pretty stable instead of trying to build a rock wall or a brick wall. Do you recall why? Gypsum, baby. Gypsum's why it's so dusty. Wonder how many houses drywall is X-rated to see who put the granny behind it for safekeeping. I tell you something interesting, Erwin. They can use Wi-Fi to see who's in the house. They can use because Wi-Fi is what's called millimeter wave. So how Wi-Fi bounces off, they know, like your Wi-Fi router knows how far away your phone is from the router, and if it hit, so they can actually watch this. I'll show you. Visualizing a person with Wi-Fi rays. Let me see if I can find it. Here you go. Watch this.
Like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera. So all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room. And this is what they're able to reconstruct.
Right. So just from the Wi-Fi that you have on that's bouncing around the room, if you run an AI algorithm on your Wi-Fi, it can tell where you are, what position you're in, what you're doing. You won't find me anywhere in a
Real-time
when I'm at
3D
24/7,
pose
365.
estimation, right?
Do you recall
So
last time you
suddenly
confused
AI
me?
has turned
Yes, about a few minutes ago. How did it taste, Cap? It didn't actually bite it.
every
I confused it. I didn't eat it. I confused it. Just
Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings. A camera.
So yeah, that's some crazy stuff. That's some crazy stuff. So yeah, just because you want the Wi-Fi to get to your phone or laptop or computer wherever you are, so the Wi-Fi blankets everything in Wi-Fi and it bounces off your skin and stuff. So they can determine things. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, and most people don't own their own routers. So if you like me, I own my own router, I own my own modem. So Comcast put the cable in, and then I said keep your modem and router because they're allowed to keep all that information that it gets. So I add my own modem and then a separate Wi-Fi router, so they don't get that data. So I got aluminum foil underpants. I got aluminum foil underpants. Great, so they can see me like a slug laying on my couch. Whoopee, right. So that's a thing there too. When people were talking about TikTok collecting your information. So it's like, well, okay, what are they collecting? How many times I scratch my nuts? Like what are they collecting? How often I pick my nose? My router's name is Cisco. We'll say we're gonna get some Crisco. I don't know why, but I think my Wi-Fi hates me every time I move 4 feet away. I lost connection. Yeah, it sounds like he hates you. My wife hates me. I don't know why my wife hates me. Hey, well, tell your wife Fi. Sussy's married to a wife named Fi. Yeah, you need to reboot it. You need to clear the cache. Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. A Cisco Kid. All right, where was I? The thong song. Yep. Yep. I tell you what, investing in like these drywall, especially in America, dude, I tell you what, when the amount of housing and stuff that's going to be built in America over the next 10 years, if you invest in a drywall company, you're going to make $1 billion. Oh, I agree, but you know why he wasn't, right, Kat? Because Usher was in with Diddy, and like Usher, when Diddy wasn't allowed to get Justin Bieber because Justin Bieber was too young, Usher went and signed Justin Bieber and then signed Justin Bieber over to Diddy. Cisco, I mean, whatever you want to call it, I'm sure he didn't sell out. I mean, he just wouldn't do the sex stuff that the larger industry required of them. I mean, whatever they're going to tell you, sell out. Now, I mean, like that's what being signed as a musician is. A rapper is you want to sell out. You want to make as much money as possible. It wasn't like no. But they were probably like, I want you to worship the devil. Yeah, right. Let's see. Let's find out. What happened to Cisco's music career? Industry clashes, fallout with his label, refusing to dye his hair. They wanted him to be a man's man, leading him to be blacklisted. He remained active with Dru Hill, formed his own label, and children's books. So he didn't want to hurt kids. Right, he was talented. So this is Diddy Black Calculator. What is this Diddy Black Calculator? Is bro someone? Which one? Which Diddy Black Calculator? Did I miss something? Yeah, they said the thong song fatigue. What do you mean? He could have put out 70 more songs. Oh, it wasn't Cisco fatigue. It was thong song fatigue. Whatever. That should have made him $1 billion. And if he would have signed his soul over to the devil, sold his soul to the devil, he would have made more money. Let's see what he has to say.
I would describe my look as comfortable holiday wear.
What? I got 2 more freaking.
Tender love.
I think I was a pioneer in the whole sing rap genre of music.
Right, he was a singer and a rapper. I'd sell my soul to the devil, but it's only worth about 25 cents. Better be worth more than that, my friend. You better pick up your Bible.
It's basically the standard.
Cursed out that one executive at the record label that put me on the blacklist.
Yeah, we can do a food review.
Damn. Okay.
It was Leor. There you go. You happy now?
He blacklists a lot of people.
Right.
But also honoring Mr. Cohen. What does that feel like tonight?
Being even asked to be a part of honoring Leor Cohen was a no-brainer for us.
Right, this is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.
Isn't new, but the way the industry reacted to him definitely felt different. As his career hit turbulence, his personal life became another battleground. His flashy style, the confidence, the thongs, the bold energy, everything that once made him stand out, now turned into fuel for nonstop speculation. He shut down the rumors repeatedly, saying he was tired of the jokes, but the whispers kept spreading, like they were growing on their own.
What gets you excited about life?
Performing still.
That's good.
While I could still perform, I get excited to perform when it's time to.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I got to perform tonight. Actually.
Wait. I'm coming.
You're invited.
I'm coming.
In entertainment, perception isn't just a rumor; it's a weapon.
Right. So anyway, the happens all the time. Happens all the time in music. Like the thing is, they invest money in you. They invest money in you, and they want to make as much money off of you as possible. So they know people are going to come at you with like shoe deals and merch deals and whatnot. So if they can get you on tape doing something wackadoodle, then they can hold it over your head. Why do you think so many people in Hollywood and in the music industry go broke even though they made tens of millions of dollars? Because they pay, they're like, oh, I'll lose it all if I don't play my blackmail. Hey, Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes your farts are stinky. Sometimes your farts are stinky. I just love you, fan away. Cisco got Crisco'd. I was hitting for all those burns, all those sick burns. They want to milk. Yeah, right. Absolutely. Cisco got Crisco'd. Plus he doesn't. He's not old enough for Crisco. Where am I at? Oh wow. Hold on. What's he doing? So this is Chinese gypsum board. You see that they don't care about getting the bubbles out and stuff. It's just all wackadoodle and whatnot. So it's going to be lower quality, and you can see it's gray instead of white. So assembly line. Oop, I don't know what I just did. Okay. This is my kingdom come. Bro's turning white. Hey, happens to a lot of people. Making expanded foam. I'm trying to see like a making. Ooh, foam coral. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Blocks. Maybe this is a thing. Beanbag assembly. Gotcha. Okay. There we go. This is what I think I was looking for. So this makes big ass blocks. And then they cut it into the chunks you want. Chunk the size you want. Look how big it is. And one man can throw it around. Export it. So they just mix two chemicals together that turns into a big ass block of foam that they keep in a mold. Then they can cut it to the sizes you want. Lighting, then the thunder, then the lightning, then the lightning, then the thunder. You want to be a ninja? You make me a believer, believer. Polystyrene mouse shield. All right. What's a rump hole? Imagine dragging these nuts down your face. Yeah, you do it, Cat. Because I was reading your commas. You make me a comma. You make me a comma. Believer, comma. Believer. That was part of the joke. Lol. And it's the correct way to smother. That's so 2018. That's so 2018. Making bulk styrofoam. Hot water styrofoam. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can dance if you want to. You leave your friends behind. Good, your friends don't dance, and if you don't dance, well, no friend of mine. Hey, we can dance. We can dance. Everybody, look at your hands. We're doing it from pole to pole. Let me see. Elephant toothpaste. Has anyone ever seen elephant toothpaste?
This is the classic giant elephant toothpaste experiment.
Man.
I've seen it before. What if we scaled the ingredients by 1,000 times? What would you say? Huh?
1,000 times?
1,000
Then
times?
it'll be mammoth toothpaste.
Not
Exactly.
the safety
Today
man.
we'll try it out. Reminder, do not imitate it. It's a simple...
The doors can't be made out of drywall because it breaks easily.
Wait, I know what happened. Here, look. If you pour the catalyst directly into the hydrogen peroxide, the contact between them is limited, so much of it doesn't get catalyzed.
What can we do?
Drywall is strong but brittle. So you can't bend it very easily without snapping it. I saw a sign on the side of the road that said 15 miles to the left. Shine!
Here, use a syringe to inject the liquid, so it can immediately and fully mix with the hydrogen peroxide, improving the reaction conversion rate. In other words, the reaction outcome depends not only on the amount, but the conservation rate is key. Hey, are you listening?
Yeah, it's just like eating. If you eat a lot and don't absorb well, you won't gain weight.
Now that we understand the principle, let's try again.
Are you sure the syringe will make a difference?
The experiment results will give us the answer. Let's see. The real deal. 1,000 times the size. Super giant mammoth toothpaste.
Yeah.
This is the classic.
That's awesome. Largest elephant toothpaste experiment. I have YouTube's strangest record. All right, sus.
This was the world's largest elephant toothpaste reaction at the time of the filming. And most of the time, we see the video up until this point. However, one thing we rarely see is the cleanup. And the cool part is that this reaction is sort of self-cleaning. The micro bubbles in the foam that are created eventually pop and the whole mass is reduced to just soapy water. After that, the polyethylene plastic sheets that protect the grass are rolled up and put in the recycling. The only issue is that the dye in the solution can stain porous materials, like this exterior plaster. Whoops. Sorry, David. This was the world's largest elephant toothpaste reaction at the time of the filming.
Acqua di Cristallo Travolto a Milani is the name of the world's most expensive bottle of water. Do you recall how many ties I have two. I have two ties. 2 ties. 60 grand? No way. $60,000 most expensive bottled water due to its 24 karat gold bottle and 23 karat gold dust in the water. And the water's from Fiji, France, and Icelandic glaciers. Wow. It's not just a drink. 750, so a fifth of a gallon. 5 grams of 23 karat gold dust. That's so crazy. Do you recall my worst? Yeah, let's go. What up, Shiraj? My worst investment. It's probably a car. Looked like the soap blast did he use to clean his house after a party. Oh, shite. Alright, let me see if I can find a short video. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. There you go. The 5 most expensive in the world.
బాటిల్స్ నంబర్ 1 అక్వా డి క్రిస్టలో ట్రిబ్యూటో ఎమోడిగ్లియాని 700 మిల్లీలీటర్ల నీరుండే దీని ధర $60,000.
All right, brother. I'll try my best. World record. Come on, there should be some better ones than this. Diddy party
Over
cleaning.
here, I'm just about to make some elephant's toothpaste. So, I've got my tube and it's got some dye in it to make it look a bit more like toothpaste. My next thing I need to add is bleach. You might have some bleach at home for cleaning or dyeing your hair. That's probably around 2 or 3%. My bleach is 35% concentrated, so it's really strong. And the thing about bleach, or hydrogen peroxide, is that it's always breaking down into oxygen
So is
gas.
it bleach or hydrogen
water.
peroxide?
So, if we add in some detergent, we should be able to catch that oxygen gas inside some bubbles. But right now, the reaction is really slow. We need to add in something to speed it up. So I've got my potassium iodine catalyst. If you try this with your household bleach, you could maybe try yeast as your catalyst. So I'm gonna add it in, speed this reaction up, and let's see how many bubbles we make. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Whoa! We've got elephant's toothpaste!
This was the world's largest elephant.
Over here.
That was sucked. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna take a dinner break, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all swinging through. I love y'all. Hit the freaking Hooja Bob, and I'll see you guys in about a half hour, 40 minutes. It's 7:50 right now, Eastern Standard Time, so probably about 8:30. All right, Erwin, brother. Appreciate you, dude. You're funny. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Boom, 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 boom.